Greetings and salutations to all you folks out there. I'm sorry I'm a couple minutes late starting this cast. I had a slight technical difficulty that hopefully has been resolved and everything will go smoothly from here on out. So, a little bit of a backstory to why I have this cast. Obviously, our map of the day is going to be diversity. Going to show a game on it, then going to play a game on it with you guys. I have no replays left. I just spent the last about half hour going through replays trying to find a good one. There's been a lot that have been sent in, but they're not usable ones. They're fun to watch sometimes. Steamrolls are hilarious for one person to watch on occasion, but it's just not good casting material. So if you've had any really good games recently, I need you to send me the replays. And the way to do that is to attach the replay file to an email sent to the address in the description. That is the best way to get it to me. Without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump into this and then follow the normal schedule. I'm going to do this game, have a Q&A time, and then play a game ourselves. So this game is super high rated. I just randomly pulled it. Let's all cross our fingers and hope that there is no desync, and hopefully this will be a good one. On the left-hand side, we have the infamous Bloodier taking the purple Seraphim, like I see him take just about every single game. Luxie's in this one, taking turquoise Seraphim. I've got another Seraphim for Deponi, and UEF for the infamous Mountain of Gorton. On the right-hand side, we've got Zoc taking UEF opposite Gordy, Patrick Pones taking Seraphim, Mephi as UEF, and last but certainly not least, Sui as Seraphim. So there is no Cybern and no Aeon. That is an unusual unit mixture that we've got here. I wonder if this was randoms. If it is, it defies all randomness because, yeah, we're completely missing a couple of factions. Of course, if you're truly random, the results are unpredictable, so it could actually be the case that all of them are UEF. But let's not dabble on about statistical probability because we have a bomber headed across the map. This thing is making a beeline for Mephi's base out from Luxie. Looks like Luxie is going to try to dismantle his opponent right at the start of the game, cruising in there. And he has spotted that engineer, dropping a bomb, but we got a nice little circular movement there. It's going to get that engineer out of the way. So that's going to be a fail for that one. But there is no anti-air and no interceptors anywhere in the immediate vicinity. So it is going to be free to get as many bombs off as it wants. But when you've got someone opposite you who also has high APM and is able to get those engineers out of the way, it does not always go well for you. Even when the engineer gets hung up on a rock, still going to get out of the way. Got a little bit of aggression going on down here in this corner. A poor Forsaken Mech Marine was trying to get across the map, ran headfirst into a Tham, and unfortunately the micro was not enough. That Tham did peg it off, so no engineer kills for that guy. A little bit of attack move going on in the corners, a little bit of rock reclaim. Not too terribly much on this map. You got to kind of rely on the mechs that you get, except for this. Way out here in the middle, a few T1 wrecks out there that are pretty handy dandy to pick up. That bomber, do we have any kills yet? No. That bomber has been alive now for approximately a minute and a half, and it has yet to get any kills. That's what happens when you have pros versus pros. You may have awesome offenses, but you have equally capable defenses and dodging. So sometimes things get a tiny little bit anticlimactic. Bomber's going to try to go after Zoc. We'll have to see if Zoc is any easier prey for that bomber. Looks like he's got some engineers out on reclaim duty that are going to get killed off, but nothing too terribly vital. Although it looks like we are now seeing him go for the power, and he is going to get that. So Zoc is going to get stalled out. Not too terribly bad because he does have the hydropower plant under his control, but he is going to lose some... Oh, nice save. He's going to have to thank Patrick Pones in person after that one because that bomber got knocked down one bomb short of the killing blow on all of that power. Looks like Mephi is heading towards the front. Sui setting up camp on the north side. Engineer picking up these T2 wrecks in the center. That is going to be for Patrick Pones. Anytime you can get your mitts on any kind of mass, it is a good thing to do. And Zoc setting up camp directly in the center right there. Going to lock down that hydro area. He does have two people coming for him, and it doesn't look like Patrick is really building any units at all. So Zock's going to have to be careful he doesn't overextend here, because he could potentially get double teamed. And even though these guys aren't quite as highly ranked as he is, I definitely would not want to get double teamed and one of those people be Gorton. Alright, let's see what is heading on around this map. Some Thams pulling up in the center, but Mephi is easily going to put a halt to those with his ACU. Excuse me. Apparently, I have a frog in my throat. I've often wondered where that phrase comes from. Now, this is what you always love to see. Got a run-by in the base. Anytime you can distract someone's units away from an area, if you're going to ram some units up right up the side there, we're going to see a few engineer kills here, a Tham in pursuit, and it looks like we've got a Tech 1 point defense going down with 5 engineers constructing. Is it going to be up in time, though? Yes, because he has a full bar of mass. Luxy, what are you doing not using your entire eco? Never thought I would see the day that T1 point defense is more than a match for those strikers, although that was a buddy body blocker right there, saving that striker's life. He is going to succeed in getting an engineer kill, actually. So not a total loss on that little foray into the opposing lines. Luxy is sitting just on that Hydro, similar to Zock down here, and Gorton is picking up an upgrade while having a staring contest with Zock just a little ways off on the beach. Looks like that is going to be a gun upgrade, so aggressive stance for the win. T1 units moving up from Pony, and a point defense going down for Zock. He's got to maintain his stance. He can't really get pushed back from here, because if he gets pushed back and steamrolled, then Petrick is going to lose everything in his base as well, because he's opted for the fast tech. Looks like we may be seeing a T3 rush here. I would not be at all surprised if we see a strap bomber out. Petrick Pone's throwing everything he's got into eco and power buildup. Already got that T2 air factory there. So Zock is basically playing front guard for his air player. It's a shame that there are no artillery at all in that force. Pony is building 100% Thams, and Bloateer is getting forced into the water by Sui. I'm not going to label that a close call. Handled that quite nicely, getting back into the water with about 2/3 health, but he is pushed out of position. He does have some T2 tanks in the back, though, so I don't think he's in too much trouble here. Yes. Alright. It is a shame that there are no Zuis here. I do dearly love Zuis, and they have so much damage potential. Also, when you have multiple T1 point defense going down, I guess just the one with one engineer assisting. When you have a lot of T1 point defense to chew through, Tech 1 tanks are definitely not the way to do it. Luxy is going to be able to push back the last of those T1 units with his forces on the left and maintain the position with his ACU on the right-hand side of his base. That T2 point defense is going to have a nice clear view of the valley. Looks like no terrain whatsoever to impede its beam. He will be able to fire clean across effortlessly and deny this area to any of the units that would come in. Bloateer also has T2 on his commander, and he is going to be pushing point defense across into Sui's base. And this is where things are going to get a little bit hairy, because all of the factories for Sui are on the front line. So when he loses these factories, he's actually not going to have any build power, except for this one single solitary factory in the back here. He does have a land factory outside, but he's only going to be able to produce artillery to be useful from that location, because he's got to cross the little water channel here. It looks like Bloateer is opting for Yenzines in order to free up his pathfinding potential. He won't have to detour all the way around. He can just stream the Yenzines in anywhere he pleases without having to worry about it whatsoever. T1 bombers coming in for runs on Pony's units. And this is ideal when you have someone using T1 spam, packing tons of units into the same area. Then T1 bombers are worth their weight in gold, not just mass, because they are going to be damaging 6-7 units at a time, 2 bombs to KO any of these tanks, and the blanket damage is absolutely glorious. Bomber's just going to come through and tear a new one in these groups of tanks here. Looks like Pony is going to head north slightly, but his unit count is just not high enough to break this, I don't think. He does have gun on his commander, but no T2. Let's take a look at Mephi's commander and see what he's got. He does have gun as well, and he does have T2. So more regen, more health, more build potential. But the tanks are going to totally and completely bypass him. And now we see the error of Pony's ways. Oh my goodness, why? He just walked on the opposite side of 2 ACUs. He's now getting double teamed on the north end. If he gets out of this alive, I will quite frankly be amazed. Factory going down. That is sly right there. He stalled the pathfinding of the ACU in order to allow the second commander to get in range with his gun. So that's going to up the damage input on that. Mephi not walking though. It's not smart. Looks like he queued an overcharge and then forgot to move forward again. 1300 health. No way that guy is getting out alive unless there is a very, very concentrated effort. Nope. That is it. I was about to say, the only way that you get out of those is if you Shift G command a group of units directly in front of the ACU and clog its pathfinding so badly that your ACU can slip away without any trouble. And that actually wouldn't be that good of an option because we have T1 bombers everywhere, which would have been easily able to deal 600 damage to that commander and kill it off. Just a handful, 4 bombers connecting would kill that ACU. Gordon is retreating back across the water, really has not accomplished much except for being a thorn in Zock's side, basically. He has got a mass extractor built up over there. It's like, hi, I'm going to walk across the ocean, capture 1 mass extractor, and then walk back, just to be a jerk. That is how I do. Where is the mobile missile launcher? There it is. Mobile missile launcher coming up in response to the point defense creep by Blowdeer. That's pretty much the only thing you can do when you're at T2. You have to pray that you have enough combat units to hold back the tanks, put your ACU out front to counter his ACU, and then spam whatever form of mobile missile launcher you have in order to stall his progress. There we go. Whenever he starts a T2 point defense, just queue up that attack order and hope for the best. So we got a engineer drop. Is that after reclaim? Possibly. It is going to go down to that T1 anti-air though. Not the best pathfinding solution ever on that. If those engineers were to head in that direction, there are a couple of wrecks to be had, but not too terribly much actually. Let's take a look at the ecos here. Zock pulling in 63 per tick. Petrick at 70, then 25 for Mephi. A little bit on the power stalls side. Looks like he's pulling in 45 or so. 47 for Blowdeer, 78 for Luxie, 35 for Gorton, and 15 for Sui, who just lost the majority of his base to Blowdeer. So it looks like Luxie is winning the eco race. Zoom in here on this and run down the reclaim numbers. 5K, 6K. Looks like everybody is right around the same amount. Between 4 and 7,000. Pretty close numbers. No, not the build power. Oh no. Oh, okay. T2. I was about to say, this is why you don't build clumped up T1 power generators. Because you can land 1 bomb in the center and kill off the majority of the power grid there. I think. Are those spaced? Those don't look spaced to me. I don't think they're spaced. Sui retreating a bit. Pillars moving up from the south. Gorton has shifted to T2 production almost exclusively. You can see his group of T2 tanks up there not pushing any kind of T1. Except for engineers. I think, not entirely sure, but I think Gorton may be a little bit rusty. He's not looking entirely healthy at the moment. And Zock is rapid building those point defense on top of the wrecks that they're leaving. Interesting point of fact, when you kill a unit the overkill damage from the death of the unit also damages the wreck of that unit, decreasing the reclaim value. So if you overcharge a Monkey Lord at 1,000 health, it does 11,000 damage to the wreck, which is almost a quarter of the mass erased from that wreckage. By the same token, if the last blow you land on a T1 point defense is an overcharge, I don't think it lands a wreck. I may be wrong on that, but I don't think it leaves a wreck if you overcharge it last. But if you just have a simple gun blast, well, then you're not overkilling it by enough to eliminate that wreckage. Let's see, upgrade going down here. Sui, what are you getting? Whatever you're getting, you need to get it fast because you are getting hammered. That would be Nano Regen. He's now got Nano, T2, and Gun. The only thing scarier than that is the double Nano Commander. I wish he would have overcharged the shield. He needs to hit it before it goes up. 20 HP. Oh, if that overcharge had been on the shield, he could have eliminated the shield and easily picked off the other point defense, but now he is going to have to eat through all the HP of that shield in order to hit the T2, unless he decides to just walk in, but he is drastically overextending here. I am not entirely sure. I don't think he's going to die. His regen is too high to die at this point, but he is going to take an awful lot of unnecessary damage. 13,000 health, that is roughly 50%, and he's on 3 veterancy. He's only got 2 more upticks to take as far as saving yourself with abrupt increases in HP. I love the pillars on the north. Pillars are probably one of my favorite tanks. They're just so light on their feet. They're awesome at T2. They are going to nicely intercept all of this Zui spam coming in from Bloatir. It's too bad they can't be out in front to protect that HQ. I think the HQ is going to go down, but the base is going to stay relatively unharmed. Tanks moving in on the left, Artie on the right. Just enough pillars to intercept both forces. Nicely done by Mephi. That was beautiful, and there's the Strat Bomber. I told you so. 15 minutes, not exactly an uber hard rush, but Patrick Pones has already cleaned up, let's see, 1, 2, 3 mass extractors with that bomber. He is continuing to cruise around, no other T3 air in sight, but there is a SAM. That's okay, all the engineers are gone. That Strat Bomber is going to get out of range of the SAM and survive with just a few HP as long as he doesn't... Oh, nope. There he goes. What killed it? I did not even see the shot. Lightning tank, that's what it was. The graphic doesn't show up when you are zoomed out too much. So, the T3 mobile anti-air was actually useful. What do you know about that? Still, though, not bad at all. 4 mass extractors and a whole lot of distraction for one Strat Bomber is not a bad net gain. Sui's still taking point defense fire, but you can see how brutal that regen is, up to 18,000 health. Picked up another veterancy. He can top out at 28,000, which is basically like having a shield. Mephi is also pushing out front with him, also with 4 veterancy, 2,100 health on that one. But no damage, so he is bright and perky. Got up this morning, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, ready for business. Another mass extractor going down. Still no T3 air for the left-hand team, which is going to start being a fairly serious problem. They're going to have to rely on SAMs for their protection, and SAMs cannot be everywhere. We got a T3 land factory, T2 air. Of course, Luxie is managing 2 bases, and that is always fairly difficult. Let's see what we got going on up here. Luxie single-handedly going up versus Mephi and Sui, and doing pretty dang well for himself, actually. This is relatively impressive. Sui is down to 1,100 health, taking fire from 2 different point defenses. Well, nope, one is on the other commander, but still, there's a T1 point defense firing at him. He needs to kill one of those, because the combined HP and damage from those commanders is eventually going to wear Luxie down past the point of no return. For now, though, he will be able to retreat. Sui's going to fall back, not going to pursue, and it looks like Gorton is coming north to try to pinch Sui somewhere in the middle. All of the point defense going down in the back is proving to be a nightmare for Sui and Mephi. Thank goodness for T2PD versus gun comms, right? It's about the only way to stop them in their tracks because the HP shedding is just so massive. Gorton's going to buy it in, definitely has the gun upgrade on his commander as well. Throw an overcharge in the face of Sui's commander as it runs away as a final insult. The proverbial glove off, and then he is going to pull back. Nice little overcharge there on the Ilshevas. And that is why terrain is a problem. You got to pan over and take a look at what you're actually building on, because that point defense in the back there is utterly and completely useless unless there is a massive flanking maneuver going on. Zoc, honestly, I'm surprised at you. You usually pay attention to things like that. Sui's going to move in, just gradually chewing through those units with his gun upgrade. Let's see. On the north side, we haven't checked in here in a bit. Looks like Blodeer is finally getting pushed back by Mephi. Mephi is donating his ACU's strength to the front lines and pushing his unit production to the north to try to regain this position. Blodeer is finally in the water. He's retreating back to his home territory. The mobile missile launchers combined with the strength of a strat bomber have won the day, and that position is going to get regained. Sui will finally get his base back, even though he doesn't have a single dang engineer anywhere near there, or a single engineer period, or a factory, or anything else for that matter. Luxie is in trouble though. At this point, you have to debate whether it's better to throw away your ACU or actually try to... Luxie's down. Repeat, Luxie is down. That's not going to be easy to come back from. Ouchie wawas. It is down to Gorton and Blodeer. We all know... Oh, full shares on? Really? Well, that makes sense because the base down below came through last time. That's a whole different game than no share. We went from, ow, this is going to be hard to recover from, all the way over to, wow, now Blodeer, one of the biggest eco horrors I know, has now got all the eco he could ever ask for and is probably about to start a T4 production line. It just depends on how things go and whether he can solve the air problem. Gorton falling back, 1100 or 11,000 health on his commander. He does have the gun upgrade in one vet, but that is versus a 5 vet nano regen commander. Even with the extra T2 units and the fact that he cannot pull another vet, it's going to be hard to even tie that ACU. That is a tough son of a gun to kill. Lightning tank pulling up in the rear and landing a shot on him. Hey, every little bit helps. 9,000 health and falling, 10,000 on that, but there's the overcharge and no more T3 tank assistance, and a Ravager impacting on Gorton. Thankfully, Sui is getting a little bit distracted by that mech up there as far as his firing pattern goes, and Gorton is going to get out. It's hilarious that that ACU still has 7,000 health when it's in the red, and there goes Blodeer. Torp bombed, could not do anything about it. And that leaves Gorton all by his little lonesome versus all these other guys. Petrick Pones probably going to end up strat bombing Gorton before he can do anything about it. And that, folks, is the power of a dedicated air player and also having a 2200 ranked player on your front line to hold for the person who's going 100% air. The left side, all players went land and they all tried to make headway against their opponents. Zoc basically just turtled at the front, letting Petrick Pones get up that air factory and a good eco, and then that paid for itself in the long game. Just have to see how this actually plays out. If Gordy can pull off a win here, I will be genuinely impressed. But I really don't think he will be able to, considering the fact that he still has this commander to deal with. right on his doorstep, and anything he tries to do is going to get shut down by air once it gets past the halfway point on the map. Strat Bomber winging around the north end, slowly but surely killing off the eco up there, even though there is a T3 mobile anti-air in the area. Finally going to get shot down there by the SAM. And here we go with the final assault, it looks like. Sui's going to bite into that base. Yathatha in production. I do love lightning tanks. They're so freaking cool. Zap. I love it. Alright, Gordon. Need to be thinking about stepping back. He's got more health than you, more regen than you. You do have units on your side, but that is not much considering the circumstances. Oh, that would be a crying shame. Get killed by Nothas. We do have a Yathatha going up. Yathota, chicken, whatever you want to call it. Petrick is going to throw up that T4. And if Gordon is not dead by then, which he is looking pretty dang low at the moment, 3,000 health. I think he is toasty fried. I do believe that was a Strat Bomber that dropped his health so much. I'm not totally off my rocker. Alrighty guys, be thinking. If you have any questions about Supreme Commander, the YouTube channel, life in general, me personally, whatever. Oh, nice pickup there. Sui is down. At least all was not in vain. They got to kill at least one person on the right-hand side, even though that guy basically had no base. And here comes the air. But yeah, any questions about anything at all, I would be more than happy to answer them for you. We're going to let this sit on the still screen for just a minute. I'm going to catch up on the chat. Congrats to all the players in this game, and well done on the right-hand side for that execution. Zoc and Petrick on a team together. That is pretty dang brutal. I know on the left-hand side we had Luxie and Blodeer, who are no slackers whatsoever, but it just seems like Zoc, most times when I see Zoc in a game, he somehow tends to gain the upper hand. It's just a thing that happens. Alrighty, back in about a minute and a half, unless I have a quicker comment on the comments under the video, and then we will go ahead and dive into the next game. In answer to John D's question, does anyone know why Brink stopped streaming on Twitch? Basically, I got fed up with Twitch's technical difficulties. Subcom gets incredibly grainy on Twitch unless you just have an unbelievable bitrate to upload with. I can only upload at 2600 bits when I'm playing. And for Twitch, that just led to such a huge amount of pixelation that it was practically unwatchable. Whereas, since on YouTube they have a locked bitrate on their stream, it does a really, really good job of upping the quality for a given bitrate. And I've had far fewer technical difficulties with YouTube overall than with Twitch. I was having Twitch bail constantly. So I know YouTube streaming does have its issues, and it's not watchable in Germany. They have to watch after the cast is finished. They just come in and watch the finished video. But all said and done, I have had a less unpleasant experience with YouTube than I have with Twitch. So that would be the reason for that. My total upload is 4 megs. It's actually like 4.1 effectively, but because of the blips up and down to get a solid bitrate, the most I can stream with is 35, and the most I can play and stream with is 26, like I said a minute ago. And if I change the bitrate in the middle of the cast, it breaks it on YouTube, so the video doesn't post correctly. So I just do the whole thing at 2600 and get it over with. Unfortunately, I do not have fiber in my area, so not really an option. My goodness, all the Verizon hate. Not that I disagree with it, but yeah, that's a lot of Verizon hate. I just wish that Google Fiber would come to my area. I really do. Probably won't, because well, no, there are no fiber competitors, so they might actually. That is something to get hopeful for. Lots of wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood. That's how much wood a woodchuck would chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood. And my thoughts, I'll talk about that once we get into the lobby. And that's all of the... There we go. That is all of the chat. All right, I'm going to go ahead and host up a game. If anybody has any questions, like I said before, feel free to hit up the chat with that question, and I will do my absolute level best to answer it. And I need to cut the replay, obviously, before I try to launch another lobby. All right, we're going to go in FAF. We're probably going to need a... What have I been doing? 500 to 1800? Let's do that. And we're going to do it on diversity. And I am going to turn off full share on mine, because unless it's on settings, full share should not be on. Diversity. I think it is the second version. Yes, that is probably the one that we need. All right, someone asked my opinion on... I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to go random factions. We'll just take the luck of the draw. Actually, I should probably do random spawns. There we go. Random spawns. We need left versus right on our teams. And we need no share.
Group formed.
There we go.
Group formed.
Someone asked my opinion on Skylake CPUs. From actually even further back than that. From the 2600K, the Sandy Bridge i7s, all the way up to Skylake. If you're a heavy overclocker and all you do is play games, there is not enough of a difference between a 2600K and the Skylake equivalent to merit the upgrade, I would say. I know that's a huge jump, and it's probably not going to be true in another 6 months, but the sequential increase in performance over all of these generations is very, very, very small. Most of the increases now, well, I say increases, most of the improvements are decreased power consumption, so higher efficiency, and better multi-thread support. So doing multiple things at the same time and running a lot of taxing programs on your PC, CPUs are getting better and better and better at that. So that's the reason that I upgraded from a 3570K to a 4790K. I did not upgrade because, oh, the 4790K is the biggest, baddest, most expensive i7 of that generation. No, I upgraded because I need the high speed for SupCom and I need the high thread count so that when I am recording and encoding and doing all this kind of stuff, I can do it without hitching and stalling and all that kind of crap. So I put my i7 through its paces. I hit 100% CPU usage for extended periods of times on regular intervals. And I use it to its full potential. The average person does not need a Skylake i7, does not need a 4790K. Realistically speaking, if you have any halfway decent i5, it will run SupCom better than most PCs out there. And if you just do gaming in general, you can even get away with an AMD chip as long as you have a good GPU. Just don't come near SupCom with an AMD chip because everyone will hate you and your potato of a CPU. All right, let's see how this plays out. We're launching into diversity. Again, anybody who is not on my team, please shut down the stream. Nobody likes a cheater. Nobody likes people peeking over someone else's shoulder. And now that I've said that, I'm going to go dark for just a second and make sure that everybody has complied. I know we go by gentleman's rules here, so shame on you if you don't. Alright, looks like I am in the, let's call it the air slot for this side. I know there's not really a dedicated air slot on diversity, but if there were one, I'm in it. On the left-hand side. So, I'm going to throw down a land factory first. I think I'm going to do a fairly balanced approach, maybe throw down a couple air factories in just a minute. But first, we're going to get off the ground with our initial build. So, since I'm going for air as probably the second factor, I'm going to go ahead and drop 2 P-Gens. I'm going to start a steady stream of engineers coming out, 2 P-Gens, 2 mechs, walk, and the other 2 mechs, I think, probably with my ACU. Yes, let's go ahead and do that. And then on that, I'm going to pull some P-Gens over here and go air factory. And that should all turn out fine and dandy. Now, let's go find some reclaim. That looks like some reclaim. Hot dog, that's a massive chunk of reclaim. Alright, so we're going to pick him up and then go to the front and go like that. And that's going to be Mr. Reclaim Engineer. Now we need to send him out to grab a mass extractor. Send him here. Actually there. And he can assist the ACU in what he's building. Oh, why you gotta pause like that? Let's come up with a game plan. So these 4 mechs are mine, these 2 and those 2 are mine. So that's going to give me a whopping total of 8 lockdown mechs, although one of them is fairly extended and I believe can be hit by T1 artillery that is below the cliff, and that is an awesome touch right there. There's a plane crashed into the side of the cliff. Coolio.
Stop the UEF.
Ugh, stop it.
You will perish at my hand.
I'm about to have to shut these off. Let's see. We're going to go to sound. Nope, hold on. Gameplay. Where is that? Multiplayer taunts. Off. There we go. All right. All right, what are you doing? All right, there we go. Back to business. This engineer, we're going to pick up a mass extractor here. Then we're going to go ahead and drop a radar on the front line with some P-Gens around it that hopefully we can do an upgrade on later. It's kind of exposed, but we will need it out front for better coverage. Grab an engineer here. Go ahead and throw mass extractor down and a couple of land factories. Because we all need land units no matter what. And then we're going to go up here. This will also let us grab a little bit more manual reclaim. Grab that and pick up there. Okay. Eco is looking fairly balanced at the moment. I think we are doing fine. Fine and dandylicious here. Pick up the mechs and do that number. Alright. And air. Okay, I think I'm going to walk ACU to front. Alright, I need to get out of the power stall slump. Hopefully we will be able to, because the sooner we can get out of the power stall, the sooner we will be able to upgrade a mass extractor, because we actually have a fairly decent amount of mass going at the moment. Let's go ahead and go across here to our opposing air player and see what we can do as far as early aggression. I'm going to pick up this mech marine, and that... Oh, that's the ACU. What on earth is he doing pushing the ACU out there? Crap. Alright, so forget that. We're just going to go after engineers. That's what we need to do all along, isn't it? Alright, drop these. Don't stall on me. There we go. We did not overflow mass, so we are okay. And now we'll be able to start some tank production. We'll probably be able to actually pause one of these. There we go. Alright, sitting pretty. And since nobody else is doing it, I spy an enemy ACU, I think. As nobody else is doing it, I'm going to go ahead and run out here. Ah, brilliant. Got 2 engineer kills anyway. I'm going to go ahead and attack that one. Should be able to hit it no problemo. Ah, it was an engineer. Brilliant. So we can unpause this. And if I get an engineer out here, let's do that. I can build the hydro, and that will give me a little bit better power income. Should I bother? Aren't these only worth 1 mass apiece? Hey, 1 mass is 1 mass, right? What you pinging? Oh! Andoro, don't die! No! Get your tanks. Move up there. Anything to help your ACU. Alright, that was a fail. And that was also a fail. Really? Come on now, Brink. What you doing? Alright. Where did my tank... Oh, I selected the tank and went back with him. Crap, that was idiotic. Don't do that. Come on, reclaim him. Nope. Alright, fair enough. Gonna have to go out and get this done some other way. Okay. Gonna have to pull an upgrade on our ACU in just a minute here, and that would be UEF Navy. Who is building UEF Navy? And that means that we're gonna see a cruiser before too long. We're also going to lose our radar on the front, I think. There goes the scout and our... There we go. No problemo. In just a few minutes, we'll pull all those engineers in and start using them for air production. So, shouldn't be an issue. We should be able to get everything taken care of in a reasonable and timely manner. Just don't think that all those NGs are going to waste, because that is not the case. Alright, once we get T2 on our ACU, we should be able to expand a fair bit, and I've got a lot of reclaim out here that is not being tagged in. So we're going to grab that rock and then go down our little spot here and hit that. And this little guy is going to come grab all those wrecks. Because we cannot ever forget our reclaim. Keep bad juju if you do. Need to wait on that. Hello, Mr. Bomber. Okay. Let's see what we can do here damage-wise. We can go ahead and throw down a gun upgrade. That's not going to impact our eco too terribly much. Yes, we're going to go into a vicious and ferocious power stall. Actually, let me pause that and reassist with the engineers to get a more reasonable amount of coverage. There we go. We'll just leave it like that. Should be a fair bit easier. And he is artillerying my tanks from a short distance, and that is not something that we want to have happening. He's got slightly superior numbers, but mine are a little bit more clumped than his are, and he has the gun upgrade on his UEF ACU. So, that is dangerous. That is definitely not something that we want to be dealing with without the help of our own commander. I should be able to rush that gun upgrade down now that we've got a little bit of energy in storage. And we'll be able to push straight in. I do have an HP and regen advantage now because I have T2 and he does not. We have a roughly equal number of tanks. Therefore, I should theoretically win. What we're going to do is we're going to focus fire on the tanks primarily in order to diminish his total damage potential. And then he is also going to be focusing on our tanks. So we're going to shift G directly behind his commander in order to clog the pathfinding on it. Let's focus fire that, and we need to unclog our tanks before he lands an overcharge. Yeah, crap. I didn't think that one through. That, folks, is one of those examples of don't do what Brink does, because sometimes Brink does stupid stuff. The clogging up his commander's pathfinding was theoretically a good thing to do, but that was bad execution. Don't copy that ever, because that was dumb. All right, a few little overcharges here, and we should be able to bring everything in and make it work to our favor. Get those engineers out of dodge too late. Let's throw that down, and then we can actually lay down a point defense or two directly behind our ACU with the T2 build suite, which is going to be incredibly fast, and then push up further, and that will give us a little bit of point defense coverage. Just grab some engineers, make some more land factories. That will be smart. And there we go. Alright, so now we're in a good spot. Haha.
Commander under attack.
Oh, double gun comm. Move, folks. Get out the way. Okay. So I'm out of reach of Architect. Now I only have to deal with Roke. And I am back within reach of my point defense. Push a few units out in front. I should be okay. Let's build a T2 point defense, possibly. Yes. No. Yes. No. Yes. Yes. Let me try to get it up. Is it going to build, though? That's the question. No, it's not. I need to run. Alright. We're going to live to fight another day. Or maybe... Well, come on. Make up your mind. Are you going to follow me or not? That's what you need to decide about here. Apparently the answer is not. So we're just going to continue to build here. Kill all the units. All the things. Because units are more important than ACUs at this exact moment in time. There we go. Well done, well done. Alright, another point defense. Let's throw him down right here. Oh, come on. Stop hitting the ground. At least I'm building reasonably well, and it's not... Oh, it's a triad. Stop it. Alright, I'm gonna have to fall back. Okay, how is the rest of my team doing? Let's send some air support. Let's actually get all engineers on the case and spam up a good amount of air cover so that we can win this portion of the battle at least. That is not good because that's actually going to leave them a massive, massive, massive reclaim field. Let's go ahead and pull in. Let's do a T2 HQ, which we're going to start pushing Ilshivas with.
Commander under attack.
Come back here. And let's do a couple rounds of engineers. Okay. How are we looking? Hex does not have a T2 air factory yet, so I don't quite have to worry about Mercies, but I am still going to worry about Mercies because Mercies are always something you should worry about. Let's go ahead and hit up the upgrade that everyone always gets all the time. Looks like I will maybe have... Nope, we're going to stop it. I do realize that that's a bad place to halt an upgrade, but we're going to go ahead and throw down a shield and a P-Gen before we attempt anything like that because the power stall is just too real. Well, look at our stream of interceptors here. It is a beautiful thing. We're going to go ahead and lay up all of our NGs on this. I do hate how much power it takes to build air, but it's an inevitable thing. Go ahead and snag that bomber, and then come back here. Right up on the front line. That would be enough engineers. Go ahead and go back to tanks, yes. Not enough mass income. Let's take a few of these off. I'm going to stall horrifically doing this. But we're going to go ahead and lay down these fine and dandy things before we come back. Then we're going to go ahead and tag these in as well. Alright. Not too shabby. Are these guys really trying to point defense creep me? Really? Really now? Gonna be that kind of person. Okay. The reclaim is definitely helping. For sure. Hello, point defense. You are useful again. Oh, those are Sparkies. He may not even have Navy. We have no intel at all. Alright, come on, scouts. Show me what we got. You're going to go up there. You're going to go over there. You're going to go over there. You're going to go over there. And you, sir, are going to sit right here until I need you. And you guys, I need you to do that for me. I think if I build some T2 point defense, I think those will be in range. Or they'll be able to peg things across there. Alright, so let's shut all these guys down. Just leaving the Ilshivas. Going to travel to right there. And let's get one T2 engineer out with which to build TMD. Because TMD is the thing that you probably need at this point in the game. We've got that upgrade complete, so let's go ahead and upgrade that one. That's our last T1. And speaking of, let's go ahead and spam up some more engineers. We need at least one factory doing engineers, I think. I'm going to be prudent. Why are you people still way out there? Come on. Get with the program. Okay. Now then, we should be relatively safe inside our cocoon. Alright, that was definitely Navy. We got a T2 firebase over here. That means triads with approximately that much reach, which means that building that is a fruitless endeavor because it is going to die as soon as he gets radar coverage, which appears he does not have. We got a reasonable amount of development over here. Roke and Architect are both well over my score, especially Roke, which is bad. Let's go ahead and let's do this number to hopefully try and eliminate that as a threat. I'm going to go ahead and assist. We're going to go out front, build a TMD, followed by 2 TMDs here and 2 there. And we're going to tag you engineers onto that building task. Okay. Is this worth it? Probably not, because it looks like most everybody already has TMD, so I'm not going to do that. I will, however, go Nano Regen, which should be able to complete without any power stall once I get rid of the mass, but since I'm reclaiming, that leads to power stall, and so the endless cycle of love and life continues. Looks like we are dealing with a stealthed group of mobile missile launchers, which is a royal pain in the buttocks. Why are you doing this to me? Really now? Really? That is it right there. So, we've got that to deal with. Let's actually come up with a good solution to that, which is very, very difficult to deny. He does have a flat cannon, but we should be able to get the bombs dropped before that actually comes crashing down. Let's move these, get out of area of effect, and then we need to make sure that that power generator does not die. I should be able to finish this upgrade before anything critical happens. Okay, what are you pinging now? Andoro is approaching the T2 point defense, but he does have the personal shield upgrade, which should make things relatively okay. Go ahead and tag in on that. There we go. If we can get rid of that nasty business, we will be a lot better off. And he is point defense creeping. So it looks like we are playing against a point defense creep guy. There is our upgrade. We're now back to plus 100 power per tick, which is actually not that thrillingly good. Let's get another engineer out, and that should help us out tremendously. Okay, so build a scout and see what we got going on here. Ah, I have a scout. I told you I would need that later. I said I'm building it, and I'm waiting for the time when I need it, and now would be the time that I need it. Okay, so we're going to wipe out a ton of mass right here. Ding, 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 ding. Shift G, which is going to allow for the split attack order. And all of those bombers are going to come crashing down upon the godforsaken heads of those mobile missile launchers. Get out of my life, you mangy beasts. Bye-bye. That, my friends, is how you deal with mobile missile launchers. Alright, we need a lot of T1 point defense yesterday. Let's focus fire the ACU. Go behind with T1 to get it right. And let's go ahead and fire on those. Lots of point defense, folks. That's how you beat a shielded gun comp. Let's go ahead and move up. We're going to edge build a shield right there.
Commander under attack.
Because that's how we roll. And then that should allow us to build some point defense right there. Alright. Ugh. Stop hurting my commander. I command you. Let's go ahead and focus fire all on one. There we go. Okay, so we should be good. Alright. Ah, nicely done. That push actually worked. Hip hip hurrah. Okay, let's make his life a little bit more miserable. Whee! Let the damage begin! Although, the sidestep dodge is a handy-dandy tool that the ACU has that is highly effective. And kind of sad. Oh, my power went down. Crap. What sniped that? That's not good at all. I'm going to have to pull back and rebuild that. And actually another one because I can't have that failing. Okay. Let's do that. We've broken his front line. The only problem that we're having now is power, which my engineer reclaimed the wreckage of, which means that I can't actually do anything with it. Ugh. Back up. Mobile missile launchers. You do not need to be on the front line. There is that annoying gun column taking out my shield. Nothing I can do about it now. We're just going to sit tight. I would really like to know what killed that. That is very, very highly annoying. Go here. Blue, I would really appreciate you doing something. That is minister phobia. Let's see. He's probably listening to the stream. I would say, piece of advice for next time around, if you see them in the Navy, especially if I specifically make the comment, oh, that means we're going to have a cruiser. You can see he's losing mass extractors to cruisers that are offshore. So, yeah, if they have Navy, at minimum you need to go hover tanks in order to get some of that stuff taken care of. I would imagine the cruiser fire is probably what killed off my power generator. There are a minimum of 3 cruisers out in the water, and those cruisers are wrecking everything. And that's going to lose us the game right there. Because if those cruisers cannot be eliminated, we're toast because I can't build anything. I'm going to have to reposition south, which basically means that these guys are going to have free reign of this end. And there are already hover tanks on the other side. So I'm going to pull these, pull these and build a series. Do I really not have, I don't have a wall template. All right, I'm going to have to make that template. We need a series of point defense across there to lock down this area from the riptides, and that's going to get incredibly annoying because I'm about to have to power stall again. Alright, we're going to go ahead and go for the T2 Air Factory, and let's do a T2 Engineer. We're going to bite the bullet, go through the T2 Power Generator upgrade, and then we will try for T3 Air. Maybe that will help us out. Where can I use all these T1 bombers? Let's go north and help this guy out. Put them on patrol up there. Hopefully they'll kill everything and anything that they can get their hands on. Anything and everything, I think, is the correct phraseology on that one. Let's pull back our mobile missile launchers. Redo our move orders to do right here so that we're not out on the front line. And holy cow, that is a brick. Nicely done. Oh, there we go. See, aren't you glad now that I built that point defense? Speaking of point defense, template. There we go. Die! Die a horrible and painful death, you lousy bombers. Or lousy tanks, rather. Holy T1 bombers is right. There we go. Alright, threat is over now. Okay. Gonna back up just a little bit more. Let's stop this. Make our T2s. Let's build power generators. There we go. Let's pull this. Actually, we're gonna station him right in front here. Let's do this and do a little bit of snipe prevention. Alright, we should be in good shape. Okay. La-di-da, la-di-da. Oh, T2 gunships. Where's the interceptors? I don't know if I have enough to make a difference, but we're going to try. do I want to give up my nano regen for resource allocation? That is the question. I think the answer to that question is yes, I do. Okay. Let's do... What can we do? This is actually not looking good. We know those two are T3 units. Let's obliterate them. Because obliteration is always better than integration. Ask any Borg. Actually, no, that would be backwards. Because the Borg always assimilate. So that would be... Integration is better than obliteration. Die Percivals. I really don't see how we're going to win this one, honestly. The north side has developed to the point where it is going to be just about impossible to break. And the cruisers are a major problem. Cruisers are going to be what ends it for us, I think. No more that can be done up there. Alright, so we got our T3 factory. Let's just go for stupidity. Let's do that. Do we have any interceptors left? We do not. There's T2 air over here. Possibly T3. There's a lot of wreckage. I must have missed something big going down over there. Apologies, you peeps. Alright. I'm just going to keep building point defense. Because if we have a lot of point defense, hopefully the Percivals will not be able to make it through as easily. Let's go ahead and back up the T1 engineers. Push come to shove. I do have the gun upgrade and nano still. I can walk out and overcharge those sons of guns. We'll just have to see what happens. And those guys are still doing their dirty deeds. Alright, I'm going to have to overcharge. Oh no, I have no power. Ah, no. Stop. And the Percivals are backing up now. Crap. That was almost really bad. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and get resource allocation. So that this whole thing does not happen again. Because we need our power to stay in the pluses. Nice job on the break getting back there. That must be what happened the first time around. Needs... what for the spider? E? If he needs mass, I don't really have mass, unfortunately. Okay. This is going to be interesting. How am I going to get myself out of this one? Okay. Ah, yes. Yes. He was not paying attention to his artillery pieces. Maybe we can kill them all. Maybe. Is it too much to hope for? Why do you not have mobile flak? Alright, we'll be able to kill those, though. No problemo. If we can keep the gunships off of them, we may actually have a chance of winning this because those, oh, no ASF. It's bad ASF. Don't die. Maybe the Monkey Lord can vet faster. Oh! This Monkey Lord's gonna die. It is going to die. There's the overcharge. Please, 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 please. Yes! There goes all the engineers. All the point defense is going to die. Vet, vet, vet. Come on. You can do it. Stay alive. That's all you got to do. Is he? I can't. There he is. Oh, yes. 15k health. What? What? Fantastic. That is phenomenal. All right, now we have more issues than that. Let's go ahead and do a T2 gunship spam in order to help with the north side because that is about to be overrun by Percivals. So, Monkey Lord is probably going to end up going south, which leaves the two strongest players still alive, but we'll take what we can get. I need to get, actually, stop that. Never mind. Already got the mask. Alright, I need to start a couple more point defenses because... yeah. Alright. Let's go up here. Gunships for the win. Alright, little ASF, let's get in behind these interceptors and show them who's boss. Stay on the outskirts. Hang your corners wide. You should be able to, with a clump of 5 ASF, take out a near infinite number of interceptors, as long as you have something else soaking damage for you. Alright, that should be good enough. Okay. Now we're good. Alrighty then. Well, this doesn't look quite as bleak as it did a minute ago. Let's see, we got one more right there. I need to get these guys doing their thing again. For sure, for sure. And I need to scout. I love the Monkey Lord bet. I really, really do. Alright, T2 gunships on the move. Let's go kill an ACU. That is a 41,000 health double nano commander, which normally I would be terrified of, but he's going to have to go in the water because this is a lot of damage incoming. I mean, a lot of damage. I don't think he's going to be able to get out of this one. Ding! Bye-bye, HP. Let's actually pull back our gunships so they all don't die. Bye-bye. Oh, man. And there's Supreme with his ASF. Alright, so we do have a numerical advantage on air, but I need to get the second resource allocation upgrade down immediately so that we can then outproduce him on ASF. If I don't outproduce him on ASF, nobody's going to outproduce him on ASF. Let's, alright, resource allocation is almost completed. Stop this for any unnecessary draw. Okay. Soul Ripper going up. Beautiful. Okay. Let's do a couple of these little boogers here. I know I always say that T2 artillery is a waste of mass, but when he's got T3 mobile artillery, I need a way to deal with it, basically. So we're going to go with this as our means. And why is Blue letting them walk over his base? That does not make any sense. Yes! Get Roke! Beautiful. Beautiful. That means that all the T3 air is going to go down. Roscoe wins MVP on this one. Alright, we're going to get a triple overcharge on this one. Minimum. Oh, it was a double. Oh well. I'm going to stay in. I think I can overcharge them all because it appears that they're focus fired on the point defense. So, overcharge. One more. Overcharge. So much damage from those Percivals. Ugh. There we go. Alright, we're good. Ding ding. Okay. Now, we're going to withdraw. No T3 air factory for the enemy. We're going to go straight strap bombers and snipe that son of a gun before he knows what hit him. Need that shield back. Alright, let's lay down. I'm actually going to finish that artillery and call it good. And then more point defense because Percivals. Oh, come on. Get out of here. Oh, he focus fired my ACU. That's why they're traveling. Nice. Well done, friend. Well done. Alright. Realized what he did far too late for it to make any difference. And that is the hero of the game right there. That's that Monkey Lord. We can get it out of range of the get it out of range of the Ravagers will be good. I got 4 strap bombers now. Let's find that commander. And that commander is way in the back with a personal shield and almost a fat boy. Well, the good news is that a handful of strap bombers can pretty easily kill a fat boy. So it shouldn't be a problem at all. The problem is the Ravagers on the front, the Sams down the sides, and the fact that he has a personal shield, which is mildly annoying but not overcomable. Unovercomable. So, really wish that I had that other T2 power generator online. Really, really do. Let's just save up strap bombers. I think that's our best course of action here. And take all the T1 engineers and assist the ACU, which we are going to slap a T3 upgrade on in order to get a power generator online. Looks like Architect is not going to give up though. He is bound and determined to do something with this game. And that fat boy may actually do it. We'll have to see. At least Minister is getting out and getting his base back. That's one thing that he does have going for him. Alright, 9 strat bombers ahoy. We may have to expend them early on the Percival force. This is what I was afraid of right here. A block of Percivals paired with a fat boy for rear guard is a brutal force to contend with. One that you do not want to go up against every day. Let's go ahead and I'm actually going to throw away these gunships on the hopes that he will back up slightly. I know that there's flak there. I do. But my hope is that they will spread out enough before the flak engages. There we go. I'll actually be able to take down a Percival or two before the anti-air can do anything about it. And those gunships have been around long enough. I think that is a worthwhile investment. So 1 Percival down. 2 Percival down. We may actually get 3 Percivals down. Hey, yo, I'm not going to complain about that. Let's take all our strat bombers and unload them on that fat boy. I'm actually going to move the gunships up in order to soak damage for the fat boy. Or for the strat bombers. Because if all the anti-air is already trained on an attack unit, then they will not... well, I tried. Let it never be said that I didn't try. Alright, there's the fat boy. Get away from the Sams, get away from the Sams, get away from the Sams. Alright, we're good. So, just a couple more strat bombers and we will be able to go wipe out the commander in one pass. I think we'll be good. I know this is taking forever. Unfortunately, I cannot prevent that because I really would rather not die doing something stupid. There we go, a Soul Ripper. That's interesting. We're going to go ahead and send the strat bombers up and attack while the time is right. That Soul Ripper is going to vet up on all those engineers, hopefully do some damage to the shielding, and perhaps the strat bombers will then be able to come in and crush. He has no ASF, thankfully, so I won't have to push ASF in. I'm going to go ahead and go after the commander directly. That Soul Ripper should have laid enough damage on it that the bombers will be able to take him out in one pass. I don't think this is going to be an issue. I do have Seraphim bombers, which have the little bit larger area of effect. They're very, very hard to dodge. Here comes the bombs, and kaboom! We are done with this game. Out of here. Well played, peoples. Especially Roscoe. That Monkey Lord saved all our butts because I don't think we would have won it without it. Good games all the way around. Alright, I think that's going to wrap it up for this game and this cast. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Please, please, please send me your replays. And I actually have a cool little piece of news. I have an interview with Vijonic. I did one a year ago. Can you believe that he's been the admin of FA for a year? FAF was purchased, I think, on September 25th, which is like a week and some odd out. So it's been almost a year with him at the helm. And I just talked to him a little bit about it, the progress that was made, that kind of thing. That should be coming up either tomorrow or Monday as far as release goes. And then a couple other new things coming to the channel. So stay tuned, stay awesome, and I will see you guys in the next one. Adios.